Usually, whenever there are questions based on coefficient, we should always focus on the general term. General term is written as TR plus 1 is equal to NCR A to the power N minus R and B to the power R. This is a general term I have written for A plus B to the power N. This is a must. Okay, like this you should know for sure. Okay, before continuing with this, I would like to share one more thing. I'll write the general term. It will be 7CR 2x squared to the power 7 minus R and minus x cubed to the power R. Okay, then the next step is rearrangement. In rearrangement, 7CR 2 to the power 7 minus R and minus 1 to the power R. I've taken all the constants aside and I'll take all the terms of x together. So x to the power 2 times of 7 minus R and x to the power 3R. 3 times R. Law of indices, wherever needed, you should be able to use it. Now we need coefficient of x to the power 16. So collectively, all powers of x should be equal to 16. So if you look at the powers of x, it is 2 times of 7 minus R plus 3R. Law of indices says that if these two are in multiplication, the powers will add. So this thing is equal to 16. 14 minus 2R plus 3R is equal to 16. And the value of R is 2. Very comfortably, we can get the R value from here. And then the next thing is, we need to put back that value of R over here. That will be your answer. So only the yellow shaded part is your answer. I've seen students writing the whole term again. That is not required. Coefficient means only that yellow shaded part. Let me put the value and just show you the final answer. You need not calculate till the end. Try to focus on the process so that we can move faster. 7C2, 2 to the power 7 minus 2, that is 5, and minus 1 to the power 2. So 7C2 times 32 minus 1 square will be 1 only. You can just get the value of this thing in the calculator. Final answer will be a proper whole number. Okay, even if it is integer or fractional, it is okay. It should be a proper number. Okay, so the process is clear to everyone. Is there any question anyone is having? One more than that. Okay, so the number of terms n is equal to n plus 1, where I'm considering this small n as the power. Okay, so I'll just write down the general binomial. If it is a plus b to the power n, then number of terms will always be n plus 1, and that will be equal to 6 plus 1, that is 7. Even if you're writing 7, you'll get full marks. Rest everything was only for your revision.
Wait,
Next is,
so how did we get that again, sir? Can you explain this one? Like,
when we expand, I'll give you an example of a plus b to the power 2. Okay.
okay.
Because the formula are quite known to us. Okay. So when you will expand it, it will be a square plus 2ab plus b square.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when the power is 2, the number of terms are 2 plus 1, 3. Similarly, whenever the power is n, the number of terms will be n plus 1.
Okay.
Okay, so in
Yeah,
this
that makes
question, the
sense. I get
power
that.
is 6, number of terms will be 7.
All right.
Okay. Second question, find the first 3 terms in descending powers of x. Now looking at the binomial, you should first have that idea that descending powers of x will be obtained initially or in the later terms.
Later terms.
Okay, how many of you think it is in the later ones?
So could you repeat your question?
Descending powers will be in the initial terms, like there are total 7 terms in this binomial expansion. So
Yeah.
initially you will get higher powers. means the powers of x will be in the increasing order in the normal expansion, or it is in the decreasing order? That is the question. And that is, there is no rule for this, okay? It all depends on the terms of a binomial. So for this binomial, the terms are like this. So look at them, use your basic understanding, and tell me that powers of x will be in the increasing order or decreasing order. Vishwan, can you give the reason for that? I hope question is clear to everyone. What I'm
Yes, sir.
asking, is there anyone who is not clear with the question? Yes, Rishon, go on.
Okay, so I think there was a general way of writing this, the expansion. I don't remember exactly, but from what I recall, I think it was later down.
Okay. The general way of writing the expansion. Now, since we should know that, okay, I'll just quickly write it down. But the point is, how you have to remember, look at the first term, it is 5x cubed. Okay. And look at the second term, it is only negative x. Negative is of no use if we are considering only power. Let me write down the expansion of a plus b to the power n, and then you guys tell me that which three terms they are talking about. I'll write for power 7 only. Okay, you just try to replicate that for n. Okay, so it will start from 7c0, a to the power 7, b to the power 0. This I am writing only for your revision. It is not required in the question. 7c2, a to the power. Along with me, if anyone wants, please write it down. To the power 4, b to the power 3, then 7c4, a to the power 3, b to the power 4, 7c5, a to the power 2, b to the power 5, 7c6, a to the power 1, b to the power 6, 7c7, a to the power 0, b to the power 7. Okay, in this expansion, you can just observe number of terms also. There are 7 terms. You can observe the power of a and b. Bottom line is the powers of a will decrease and power of b will increase. Okay, assuming that a is the first term and b is the second term. If I change a and b, my whole conclusion will be flipped. It will be reversed. Okay. Now in this question, you can see that a is 5x cubed. A starts with the highest power and it is gradually decreasing. And read the question now and tell me that they are asking about the first 3 terms or the last 3 terms.
So it'll be first 3 terms.
They will be the first 3 terms. Is there anyone who cannot visualize that? One more easier way I'll tell you. Okay, that is a very blinded manner in which you can get the correct answer. I don't prefer that. But let's say if you're not getting that, na, even this will give you a rough idea. First 3 terms. Okay, but this is very unclear way. Okay, this is not a real concept. Real concept is this expansion. It should be there in your head. Okay, so as per that, I will be having 5x cubed to the raised to the some highest power initially only. Okay, it means I will have 7c0 5x cubed to the power 7, then 7c1 5x cubed to the power 6, another term is negative x to the power 1, and 7c2 5x cubed to the power 5, negative x to the power 2. These 3 terms we need to write in the simplified form. This is not the simplified form, okay? You need to calculate
The
everything.
simplified form is what then? The one we just expanded before. Is that the simplified form? No, it isn't.
No,
Right?
no, we need to solve them. Like 7c0, what is the value? 5 to the power 7, what is the value? Like that. Okay. So just as an illustrative manner, I'll just show you. First blank is the first coefficient, 5 to the power 7 and 7c0. Then it will be x to the power 21 plus. Second blank means second coefficient. You can use your calculator and get it now. Otherwise, you just see this. X to the power 3, 6 are 18 and 1. That will be x to the power 19. Okay. There is a minus sign. I can put minus sign over here. Okay. And at last, I have another blank, which is 7c2 times 5 to the power 5. The powers of x will be 3 5s are 15 plus 2, 17. Minus x whole square, so that will be plus only. Okay. So these blanks are the coefficients which you can get it in the calculator, and these three will be the answer when it is solved properly. Okay. Don't focus on solving right now, focus on how it is written. If there is any doubt in understanding the question from this, like if there is anything you want to ask from here, be quick and ask it.
So they said, in descending powers of x, what do they exactly mean by that? That's the standard, right? Or is it like a different thing?
Descending powers of x will be obtained only in this question.
If
Usually,
they said ascending powers of x for some reason, we have to do the opposite of it, or like what?
then we have to write the last three.
Last three, okay. So the 7c5 from that point onwards, right?
Yeah. So that's
Okay,
why
and
I'm saying that this expansion should be clear in your head. Like
yes,
what I have written, these terms should be there in your head, that it will be like that. Okay. It will be clear only when you will solve these questions. Okay. So please try to solve these questions one more time. If anyone requires blank worksheet to take printout, you can message me. I'll give you a blank worksheet. Okay. The
okay.
worksheet which I'll send in the group, it will be with annotations.
Also, sir, like you remember like the worksheet you told us to solve, right? Like I had some doubts in that. When will we go back to that?
That was of physics or maths.
So maths.
Okay. Today if we'll get time, otherwise next class.
Yes, sir. So
Okay.
also we got the result for like the physics exam. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't as bad as I thought either. So I got 26 out of 36. So sir said that was fine.
It's okay. It is a very fair performance.
Yeah. The mistakes I already covered with you, sir. That was the same mistake, like the three questions I asked, right? Only
Uh,
those that was a mistake in.
okay, no worries. Okay, so I hope this question was clear to everyone. If there is anything needs to be written, please write it later. Let us
Yes,
focus
so
on
the
the
5x square, right? Where did we plug that in from?
which 5x square.
So in the ending, like we put 5x square, right? Over there. Or what is it?
Where?
Sorry, 5x cube, I mean.
5x cube is similar to A. Look at the question and look at the expansion what I have written. Can you
Oh,
see
okay, it's
A
a
and
connected
5x
question.
cube? Yeah.
Okay, sir, yeah.
Okay. Next is consider the expansion of this. Find an expression in terms of A for the coefficient of x to the power minus 1. Okay. This is the same question as the first one. Okay. Along with me, if any one of you wants, you can write the general term. General term for this will be phi CR ax by 2 to the power phi minus r 3 by x square to the power r. Okay, this is the general term. We will segregate the coefficients and the powers of x. So it will be phi CR a by 2 to the power of phi minus r 3 to the power of r. I have x to the power of phi minus r and 1 by x square to the power of r. I need to pick up the powers of x from these two green terms. Okay, the one written in magenta is all the coefficient. That will be the answer. Find an expression in terms of a for the coefficient of this. Okay, so try to solve everything, but your answer will be in terms of a only. Okay, but it shouldn't be written in this incomplete form. Everything should be sorted properly using calculator.
So could you re-explain how you got this? I'm slightly confused.
Okay, are you clear with this general term?
Yeah, I got the general term.
Okay, in the general term, look at ax by 2 first. Ax by 2 can also be written as a by 2 and x. In the product form only, we can write like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so a by 2 is raised to the power 5 minus r and x is raised to the power 5 minus r. Can I write like this?
Yeah.
Similarly, the next one is 3 by x square. So it can be written as 3 to the power r and 1 by x square to the power r.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can see that I have taken this term over here, a by 2 to the power 5 minus r, and 3 to the power r is taken over here separately. And then the leftover terms are written separately, containing x.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we need to work on those leftover terms. So the power of x will be 5 minus r minus 2r. Okay, you can see that x square will go up. That will become minus x square, like x to the power minus 2, minus 2r. So it will be 5 minus r minus 2r. And that will be equal to minus 1 because in the end we need x to the power minus 1. Rest is just calculation from here. So it will be 5 plus 1 is equal to 3r. R is 6 over 3, that is 2. I can put back the value of r in this and I will get my required coefficient. Okay, there will be steps for each and every, like there will be marks for each and every step. So make sure that all the steps are written properly. Okay, anyone is having any other doubt? Medicine, where do you live?
Sir, I live in Jablali.
When they say coefficient 90 by 8 a cube will be the final answer. As per the second part, this is equal to 90. After solving, I'll get a cube is equal to 8 and that will give me a is equal to 2. That's it. Okay, so this was fairly a very easy question for 4 marks. You should be clear with the method. Marks are very easy to get. Okay, don't focus on marks. Okay, every step is clear. Any question, any doubt, anyone? Rajveer, all steps are clear.
Yes, sir.
Madison, Raghav, Rishon, any doubt anywhere?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Consider the quadratic expression. Write down the quadratic expression in the form of. Okay, quite easy. This is not a question of binomial to be precise. This is the question of quadratic factorization. Try. Okay, everyone should get these two factors, 5x minus 5 and x minus 2.
Yeah.
Okay, is it clear till here, these two factors? If this is done, then move on to the next question. Next question is like, now we need to deal with two binomials together. Okay, so this is not a new concept, but we have to be more smarter to solve such questions. Let us see. Find the coefficient of x to the power 8 in the expansion of this. Okay, so what I will do first, let us write like this. I have 5x minus 5 to the power 5 and another is x minus 2 to the power of 5. Both of them will be raised to the power of 5. Okay. Try to write down the general term for both of them. Okay. Just write down the general term for both of them. Write it down in the form of R1 and R2. Like usually we take R, take it R1 and R2. Okay. I'll be just back in a minute. I hope at least you guys have tried to write down the general term. So for the first one, it will be phi c r1 5x to the power phi minus r1 and minus phi to the power r1. You'll soon understand the reason why we are taking two different r values. The other one is phi c r2 x to the power phi minus r2 and minus 2 to the power r2. Okay. When these two binomials are multiplied, it means that their general terms will also be multiplied with each other. Okay, now from here we will try to segregate the terms of x and the constant terms, because each of the term will be like this only. So all the constant terms will be like coefficient will be phi c r1, phi c r2. Okay, all of you please focus here for a while. 5 to the power phi minus r1 minus phi to the power r1. Then I have minus 2 to the power r2. Finally, I'll be writing the x terms. So x to the power phi minus r1 and x to the power phi minus r2. Okay. I'm using different colors so that you can understand them separately. Phi c r1, phi c r2. Then all these are the constant terms which I have found above. And these are the terms of x which are found above. All of them are multiplied. There is no sign literally in between them. They are all multiplied because it is just a rearrangement of these two brackets. Okay, then finally I will pick up the powers of x. Powers of x will be phi minus r1 plus phi minus r2, and that is equal to 8. 10 minus 8 is equal to r1 plus r2. I will get r1 plus r2 is equal to 2. This is not the end of the question. This is just a condition which we have got. It's of 5 marks. So all doing these will be worth. Okay. Now R1 and R2 will have different values so that their sum will be 2. Okay. If R1 is 0, it can be 0 because all of them will start with 0 and they will go up to 5. Okay. If R1 is 0, R2 will be 2. Another possibility, if R1 is 1, R2 will be 1. And the last possibility is if R1 is 2, R2 will be 0. Okay. So literally there will be 3 terms in this whole expansion where we will be getting x to the power 8. Are you guys clear with that? These 3 terms, 3 possibilities. Till here, anyone have any question? Please ask now only. Okay, great. So the first combination which you are going to use will be this. Where you are going to use it? So these are your coefficients. Okay, only here. So R1 is equal to 0, R2 is equal to 2, put wherever they are, keep it aside. Then come on to next. You're going to put R1 is equal to 1, R2 is equal to 1 in the same, keep it aside. And repeat the same thing with the last one. There will be 3 different coefficients which you have to simplify further. Okay. And after simplification, you have to give your answer in the form of this. Okay. If there is anything you want to write from here.
No
Yes.
doubt, but I haven't done much practice in this because in school we haven't studied this topic yet. So yeah.
Okay.
Same thing here.
So try to do it now. Okay. One more thing, in grade 11. Now to be very frank, it is ax plus b, ax plus 5 to the power 2. Since it is power 2, you can even use that a plus b whole square formula and get it. No need to go with that proper conventional binomial method. Okay. So I'll just write it down. I'll show you that which term it will be particularly, and then the solving part we will skip. So x by 3 to the power 5 untouched for now. We will expand this. It will be a square x square plus 25 plus 10ax. I'm using a square plus b square plus 2ab. You can see yourself that when this x by 3 to the power 5 is multiplied with each and every term, when you will be getting x to the power 7. It will be only once. It will be only when you are multiplying this with this term. Rest, you will not get power 7. Okay. So this question is very easy. Once again, if such question will be asked now, you do it properly. 4 marks are very easy to get in this question. So I will get a square separate, x square, x to the power 5 separate, 3 to the power 5 over here. I'm just segregating the constant terms and the powers of x. In the question, it is given that the coefficient of x to the power 7. This is x to the power 7, and the one written above, the before that is the coefficient, that is 1 by 3. Okay, so I can solve ahead from here, and I'll get a square by 3 to the power 5 is equal to 1 by 3. That will give me a square is equal to 3 to the power 4, and a is equal to plus minus 9. 3 square plus minus 3 square, that is plus minus 9. Is there any condition given in the question? No. So your answer will be both. Okay. And how, by what statement in the question we can prove that? So you can see, find the possible values of a. Usually we ignore values, that s is ignored. Okay. So that is like a reminder that when it is being squared up, like when you have to take the square root over here, it has to be plus and minus both signs. Okay, usually we don't take that, but yeah, it will be considered as incomplete if you are writing only one of them. So this question was relatively easier.
Sir, I sent one like question on the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
We can go over that like later.
Any doubt in the calculation?
So like I understood now, but I don't know if, like when I get this question like an exam if I don't know if I'll be able to remember this step like to
You will be able to remember this much only when you do it minimum 3 to 5 times. Okay.
Yes,
Ask
sir.
yourself whether I can do 3 to 5 times before exam. Okay. It is like, let's say yesterday you took part in that competition. Okay. I think you got first. Recap of what we have done, because this was a bit complicated question. So please have a look at it from the beginning. 2x plus 1 to the power n was given. First step is we will write the general term of it. We wrote the general term, then we will do the segregation. We did the segregation of terms, and then this n minus 3 is equal to n minus r is equal to 3, because they are asking the coefficient of x cube. That gave me the value of r as n minus 3. I will go back, and where I will put this, I will put it over here, the value of r. As I put the value of r, I am here, and that is equal to 80 as per the question. After that, it is all usual solving. Okay, possibly where a student will get stuck is at this step, because 2 cube will be sent on the other side, 3 factorial will be 6, it will be sent on the other side. So I will get n factorial by n minus 3 factorial is equal to 60, and then n factorial needs to be expanded up to n minus 3 factorial. Okay, n minus 1, n minus 2, as it will come out, n minus 3 factorial is left. Why we need only till there? Because we have n minus 3, so that we can cancel it. That's done. Then n minus 1, n minus 2 is equal to 60 is the second last step, I can say. After that, I will never try to expand these brackets and make a cubic equation and make my life a problem. Okay, I will never do that. You also have to learn this thing, that whenever you do something or you think of something which can become complicated, don't do it. Don't even start it. Otherwise, you will end up wasting your time in exam, and eventually either you will leave that question or you'll make some mistake in that because of that panic. So after this, what we have to do, 60 needs to be factored in such a way so that I get 3 consecutive numbers. N minus 1, n minus 2. By my basic understanding, I should get an idea that these are 3 numbers, consecutive numbers. Okay, so I got the factors, then I rearranged and I got 5, 4, 3. There is no logic to get 5, 4, 3. It is just general understanding. By comparing, I'll get the value of n as 5 and I'm done. Okay. So question sounds very easy when it is done like this, okay, when you are listening right now, but you have to do it minimum 3 times. Then it will be like very crystal clear.
Yeah, so for this question, my teacher he basically did the same thing, but he also gave like a second way to do it. So he used like Pascal's triangle to get like the simplified version of NC3 and then 2x to the power of 3 and then 1 to the power of n minus 3. And then
Okay.
he made it into a cubic equation and then he just put it into GDC for in solver. which he
Okay.
got us.
Look, if you want to put something into GDC na, then why you have to do that much? You can even put this thing into GDC, you'll get the value of n as 5.
Yeah, so it's an all calculator exam, so that's why it's better to learn.
Okay, so I hope this method is clear. It is much simpler than what you told. Okay, at least that last solving part. Because I'm literally speaking one more time, you don't have to solve from here. Only you write 60 as 5, 4, 3, and then you say by comparing, we get the value of n as 5. That's it.
Okay, yeah.
No need to solve. Okay, there are a few questions left. If anyone gets stuck in any of the question before the next class, if you do it religiously, you can ask for the mark scheme. Otherwise, it will be there as it is, like an unsolved question. Rajveer, if you want mark scheme for any of the question, you can specifically ask. Okay, I do not have it in the proper PDF format, so I need to take snips of whichever question you will say. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So,
at least attempt these questions in the end. Okay. And yeah, it's fine.
yeah, so I mean, like for me, this is the only topic that I have slight difficulty in because everything else is pretty simple. So
Okay.
I think what